Hello, future top-notchers. Welcome to another review session. And for today, we'll focus on two essential topics for teaching social studies at the secondary level. These are teaching approaches in social studies, and the second one is the production of instructional materials. So let's break these down into key concepts and application techniques. Okay, are you ready? Now let's dive in. Number one, which technique approach is most effective in helping students analyze different perspectives on historical events? Letter A, direct instruction. Letter B, inquiry-based learning. Letter C, drill and practice. Or letter D, rote memorization. The correct answer is letter B, inquiry-based learning. Inquiry-based learning encourages students to ask questions, explore sources, and analyze different perspectives, making it the best approach for critical historical analysis. From the word inquiry, it means asking questions or seeking for answers. So that is the best answer. Now let's discuss the other choices. For letter A, direct instruction, while this is useful for delivering factual information, it does not promote deep analysis. For letter C, drill and practice, this method is mainly for reinforcing knowledge through repetition rather than critical thinking. For letter D, rote memorization, this focuses on recall rather than understanding and evaluating perspectives. Only letter B is the best answer. Number two, which of the following best describes the purpose of differentiated instruction in social studies? Letter A, to ensure all students receive the same instructional material. Letter B, to make lessons easier for struggling students only. Letter C, to accommodate diverse learning styles and needs. Or letter D, to focus only on high achieving students. The best answer is letter C. Mm, Differentiated instruction tailors content, process, and assessments to meet the diverse needs of learners, making social studies more inclusive and effective. For letter A, this is incorrect because differentiation involves varying materials and strategies based on student needs. So it does not guarantee that all students must receive the same instruction material. So that's not the purpose of differentiated instruction. For letter B, um, differentiated instruction supports all students, including advanced learners. So this is incorrect because it says here that it only makes lessons easier for struggling students. For letter D, to focus only on high achieving students, differentiation addresses students of all abilities, not just high achievers. Only letter C is the best answer. Number three, which teaching approach is best suited for helping students develop historical analysis and interpretation skills? Letter A, lecture method. Letter B, storytelling approach. Letter C, concept-based teaching. Or letter D, constructivist approach. The correct answer is letter D. Constructivist approach encourages students to actively construct knowledge by analyzing and interpreting historical events rather than just memorizing facts. Letter D is the best answer. Let's discuss letters A, B, and C. For letter A, it's wrong because lecture method is effective for delivering content, but it does not engage students in critical thinking. For letter B, storytelling approach engages students but does not emphasize analysis and interpretation. For letter C, concept-based teaching, this focuses on understanding broad ideas but may not emphasize historical interpretation. Only letter D is the correct answer. Number 4, when selecting instructional materials for social studies, what should teachers consider first? Letter A, the cost of the materials. Letter B, the availability of colorful visuals. Letter C, the alignment of learning with learning objectives. Or letter D, the length of the material. Okay, obviously the correct answer is letter D. The most important factor in choosing instructional materials is whether they support the intended learning outcomes and curriculum standards. So the alignment with learning objectives is what teachers should consider first. For letter A, the cost of the materials, cost is important but should not compromise educational effectiveness. Letter B, the availability of colorful visuals. Um, Visual appeals helps engagement but does not determine educational value. For letter D, the length of material, content should be relevant and effective, not just based on length. So only letter C is the correct answer. Number 5, when which graphic organizer is best for comparing two historical events? Letter A, Venn diagram. Letter B, concept map. Letter C, timeline. Or letter D, flowchart. The correct answer is letter A. Venn diagram visually represents similarities and differences between two events, making it ideal for comparison. Letter A is the best answer. For concept map, this shows relationships between ideas but is not ideal for direct comparisons. For letter C, timeline, this displays chronological order but does not compare events. For letter D, flowchart, this represents a sequence of steps rather than similarities and differences. Venn diagram is the best answer. Number 6, what is the primary purpose of using realia or real objects in social studies instruction? Letter A, to decorate the classroom. Letter B, to provide hands-on learning experiences. Letter C, to replace old textbooks. Or letter D, to entertain students. Okay, the best answer is letter B. Realia such as artifacts, maps, historical documents enhance experiential learning by allowing students to physically interact with materials. So the primary purpose of realia is to provide hands-on learning experiences or experiential learning. Letter B is the best answer. For the wrong choices, letter A, to decorate the classroom. While visually appealing, realia serve a learning purpose, not just for decoration. For letter C, realia supplement but do not replace textbooks. For letter D, entertain students. While it is engaging, the goal of realia is educational enrichment, not just entertainment. Number 7, a social studies teacher assigns students to create a newspaper article covering a historical event as if they were reporters of that time. What learning strategy is being used? Letter A, experiential learning. Letter B, direct instruction. Letter C, silent reading. Or letter D, rote memorization. The correct answer is letter A, experiential learning. This involves engaging students in real-world, hands-on activities to enhance understanding. Writing a new historical newspaper puts students in the shoes of journalists, making learning interactive. So letter A is the best answer. Direct instruction for letter B, this is incorrect because this involves lecture-based teaching rather than active participation. For letter C, silent reading, reading alone does not require creation or role-playing. For letter D, simply memorizing facts does not involve application and creativity. Letter A is the best answer. Number 8. Which of the following is the best example of an authentic assessment in social studies? Letter A, a multiple choice quiz on historical dates. Letter B, a worksheet with fill in the blank answers. Letter C, a student led debate on government policies. Or letter D, a spelling test on historical figures' names. The correct answer is letter C. Authentic assessment evaluates students through real-world applications of knowledge. So a debate allows students to demonstrate understanding, reasoning, and argumentation skills. So letter C is the best answer. For multiple choice quiz, test factual recall, but not real-world application. Uh, a worksheet with fill in the blanks. This reinforces knowledge but does not assess application, as well as the spelling test. This only tests memorization, not comprehension or higher order thinking. Letter C is the best answer. Number 9. Which instructional material is most effective in helping students analyze population trends in social studies? Letter A, a biography of a famous economist. Letter B, a political map of the world. Letter C, a demographic chart showing population growth. Or letter D, a timeline of major wars. The correct answer is letter C. A demographic chart provides quantitative data that students can analyze to understand population trends over time. Letter C is the best answer. For letter A, biography of a famous economist. This provides historical context but does not show trends. Letter B, political map of the world. This shows country boundaries but not population data. For letter D, timeline of major wars, this is important for history but not for studying population trends. Only letter C is the correct answer. Number 10. A social studies teacher wants to teach students how propaganda influences public opinion. Which instructional material would be the most effective for this purpose? Letter A, a government-issued history textbooks. Letter B, a primary source document of a war treaty. Letter C, a collection of political cartoons from different historical periods. Or letter D, a list of key political figures and their achievements. The correct answer is letter C. Political cartoons often use bias, exaggeration, and symbolism to shape public opinion, making them an ideal primary source for analyzing propaganda techniques. Okay, now the other choices, let's discuss why they are incorrect. For letter A, government issued history textbooks. Textbooks provide factual information but do not focus on propaganda analysis. For letter B, war treaty, treaties provide historical agreements but do not illustrate propaganda tactics. Letter D, this is factual but does not analyze persuasion methods. Only letter C is the correct answer. Number 11. Which of the following best describes the concept of pedagogical content knowledge in social studies instruction? Letter A, the ability to memorize and recall historical facts effectively. Letter B, the integration of subject expertise with teaching strategies to enhance student understanding. Letter C, the use of multimedia resources to support content delivery. Or letter D, the reliance on a single instructional method to teach complex topics. The best answer is the letter B. Pedagogical content knowledge. This refers to a teacher's ability to blend subject matter expertise with effective teaching strategies to make content accessible to learners. Letter B is the best answer. Um, Memorization of facts for letter A. This is incorrect because the pedagogical content knowledge is not just about recalling information. For letter C, use of multimedia, while this is useful, pedagogical content knowledge goes beyond technology to include deep understanding of student learning. And all about reliance on one method, for letter D, this is incorrect because effective teaching requires adaptability, not just one approach or one method. So letter B is the best answer. Number 12, a teacher is using contrived experiences as part of instructional material selection. Which of the following best exemplifies this approach? Letter A, reading a historical primary source document. Letter B, using a simulation or a role-playing activity to reenact an event. Letter C, visiting an actual historical site. Or letter D, surveying students' knowledge of current events. The correct answer is letter B. Contrived experiences, as we all know, according to Dale's cone of experience, this involve artificial but realistic representations of real-world events, such as simulation, role-playing, and models. Okay, again, contrived experiences involve artificial but realistic representations of real-world events. So letter B is the best answer. Let's discuss the wrong choices. Hmm, For letter A, the reading of primary source, this is a direct experience, not contrived. Um, Letter C, visiting a historical site, this is a first-hand experience, not an artificial one. And for letter D, conducting a survey, this is a research method, not an instructional experience. Only letter B is the correct best answer. Number 13, a teacher is applying the spiral curriculum in social studies. Which of the following best illustrates this approach? Letter A, teaching Philippine history at one grade level and never revisiting it. Letter B, introducing basic economic concepts in grade 7, then revisiting them in deeper detail in later grades. Letter C, teaching all historical events in one year without returning to the topics in the future grades. Or letter D, using a rigid chronological approach that does not revisit previously learned content. The correct answer obviously it's letter B. Uh, Jerome Bruner's spiral curriculum states that topics should be introduced at a basic level and revisited in increasing complexity over time. So only letter B is the best answer. For letter A, this is incorrect because teaching history once uh, is not applicable for spiral curriculum because spiral curriculum requires revisiting concepts. For letter C, teaching all historical events at once, this does not align with progressive deepening of understanding in spiral curriculum. And for letter D, using a rigid chronological approach, this does not allow revisiting and expanding knowledge. Only letter B is the best answer. Number 14. Which of the following best illustrates the heuristic method in social studies teaching? Letter A. A teacher provides direct answers to student questions. Letter B. Students memorize key terms and definitions. Letter C. Students investigate and analyze historical events through inquiry-based learning. Or letter D. The teacher delivers a structured lecture on governance systems. The best answer is none other than the letter C. Let's discuss what heuristic method is all about. The heuristic method, it is a Greek word which means to find out. This encourages students to discover knowledge through problem solving and investigation rather than direct instruction. So letter C is the best answer. For letter A, providing direct answers, this opposes inquiry-based learning. For letter B, all about memorization, heuristic learning focuses on discovery, not rote learning. For letter D, structured lecture, a teacher-centered method, whereas um, heuristic learning is student-centered. Only letter C is the best answer. Number 15. The principle of scaffolding in social studies instruction is best demonstrated by letter A. Allowing students to explore new topics without guidance. Letter B. Giving students all the information they need without requiring independent thinking. Letter C. Providing step-by-step support initially, then gradually reducing assistance. Or letter D. Repeating the same activity multiple times to reinforce memorization. The best answer is letter C. Providing step-by-step support initially, then gradually reducing assistance. Scaffolding based on Vygotsky's zone of proximal development, or Vygotsky's VPD, involves temporary teacher guidance that is gradually removed as students develop independent mastery. Okay, that is scaffolding. Let's discuss the other choices. For letter A, no guidance. Scaffolding requires teacher support. For letter B, all about giving all information. This prevents active learning and problem solving. So it opposes scaffolding. For letter D, repeating activities. Well, repetition helps, but scaffolding focuses on gradual skill development. Letter C is the best answer. Number 16. Teacher A wants students to analyze economic policies by engaging in a Socratic seminar. Which teaching approach is being used? Letter A. Expository teaching. Letter B. Inquiry-based learning. Letter C. Direct instruction. Or letter D. Rote learning. The best answer is letter B. Mm, a Socratic seminar is a discussion-based approach where students ask and answer questions critically, promoting deep inquiry and analysis. So this aligns with inquiry-based learning, which encourages student-driven exploration of ideas. The best answer is letter B. Let's discuss the other choices. Letter A is wrong because expository teaching is teacher-centered. This focuses on direct explanation. Letter C is incorrect because direct instruction involves lectures and structured lessons, not open-ended inquiry. For letter D, rote learning, this focuses on memorization, not critical discussion. Number 17. Which of the following best describes the backward design approach when planning social studies lessons? Letter A. Designing lessons based on available instructional materials. Letter B. Planning activities first, then determining learning objectives. Letter C. Identifying learning goals first, then designing assessments and activities. Or letter D. Using standardized lesson plans without modification. Okay, the best answer is letter C. Backward design starts with learning objectives, then moves to assessment, and finally to lesson planning. So this ensures alignment between teaching and learning outcomes. Letter C is the best answer. Let's discuss the wrong choices. Letter A, basing lessons on available materials. This effective, I mean, this is effective. Effective teaching starts with objectives, not resources. So, this isn't effective. Letter A is wrong. For letter B, planning activities first can lead to misalignment with goals. It's incorrect. For letter D, using standardized lesson plans, this ignores student needs and curriculum changes. Only letter C is the best answer. Number 18, a teacher integrates the flipped classroom model in social studies. How this method differ from the traditional instruction? Letter A. Students listen to lectures at home and engage in activities during class. Letter B. Students complete all assignments in class and take notes at home. Letter C. The teacher delivers lectures in class while students take passive notes. Or letter D. The teacher uses only direct instruction for content delivery. The best answer is letter A. Okay, so in a flipped classroom, students learn content at home, like for example through video lectures in YouTube, and use class time for discussions, problem solving, and activities. Okay, letter A is the best answer. Students listen to lectures at home and engage activities in the classroom. Let's discuss the other choices. Letter B, completing assignments in class does not define the flipped model. Letter C, passive note-taking is opposite of active, which is incorrect. Letter D, direct instruction only. This is a traditional method, not flipped learning. Only letter A is the best answer. Number 19. Which type of graphic organizer is most effective for analyzing the causes and effects of historical events, such as the Philippine Revolution? Letter A. Venn diagram. Letter B. Timeline. Letter C. Fishbone diagram. Or letter D. Concept map. The best answer is letter C. The fishbone diagram. Uh, This graphic organizer is used to organize causes and effects of an event, making it ideal for examining historical events and their contributing factors. Fishbone diagram. For Venn diagram, letter A, this is best for comparing and contrasting, not cause and effect relationship. For letter B, timeline, this organizes events chronologically but does not analyze cause and effects. For letter D, concept map, this shows relationships but lacks a cause and effect structure. Only letter C is the best answer. Number 20, a teacher asks students to evaluate different sources of information about martial law. Which graphic organizer would help them Classify sources as primary or secondary. Letter A, a fishbone diagram. Letter B, pie chart. Letter C, timeline. Or letter D, T-chart. Okay, the best answer is letter D, T-chart. A T-chart helps students categorize information into two groups, like for example, primary versus secondary sources, making it useful for source evaluation. T-chart is the best answer. Fishbone diagram, we've discussed about this earlier. This is used for cost and effect analysis. And for letter B, pie chart, this is best for statistical data. For letter C, timeline, this organizes events by date. So only letter D is the best answer. Okay, and that's a wrap for today's session on teaching approaches and instructional materials in social studies. Okay, which approach or resource do you find most effective? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next review session. This is Teacher Art reminding you study hard because by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. See you in our next videos, future top notchers. Bye bye.